What about Hunter, Mr. Vice President? There's been questions about conflicts of interest with him as well as your brother. Can you describe what sort of mechanisms you're going to put in place to avoid conflicts of interest, whether you knew your brother who's been accused of, let's say, trying to use your campaign to further his business interests? You knew anything about that? And
well, first of all, I have never discussed with my son or my brother or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses, period. And what I will do is the same thing we did in our administration. There will be an absolute wall between personal and private and the government. There wasn't any hint of scandal at all when we were there, and I'll impose the same kind of strict rules. That's why I never talk with my son or my brother or anyone else, even distant family, about their business interests, period.
I wonder how many videos are out there of Joe Biden just blatantly lying to the media about his business dealings with his sons and his family members. Come on now. A bombshell report has come out from the New York Post as they continue to add to this story about a business partner that worked with Hunter Biden, confirming that the business dealings and the emails that the New York Post says was reportedly found on Hunter Biden's laptop and hard drive are true. And quite honestly, guys, I have to keep talking about this because the media just won't talk about it. And don't get me wrong, there's still a lot more questions to this, guys. But to me, undoubtedly, what I do know is that Joe Biden is a hoe for China. I'm just keeping it 100 with y'all. He's an HOE. He's prostituted himself out to these other countries, and he is a national security risk at this point. That's just not it, guys. There is now evidence that China may be the head man for a whole brothel of Democrat politicians. And I'm going to talk about that after I talk about these emails. But guys, this story is getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and the whole Democrat Party may be prostitutes of China. I'm telling you. But before we get into that, my name is Greg Foreman, and you're watching A Black Conservative Perspective. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share A Black Conservative Perspective, aka a liberal's worst nightmare. You can also follow me on Twitter at GForemanBCP. Let's get it. All right, guys. So the New York Post has come out with another bombshell report, like I told you guys, of a Hunter Biden business associate confirming that the emails and the business dealings are true, and also confirming that Joe Biden was involved. So let's hop over here to the article. So keep in mind, guys, the business partner's name is Tony Bobulinski. Okay. He confirms that he was one of the recipients of a May 13, 2017 email published by the Post 8 days ago. That email from another partner in the group laid out cash and equity positions and mysteriously included a 10% set aside for the big guy. Sources have said the big guy was Joe Biden. In a matter of fact, Bobulinski states that the email is genuine and that the former vice president and the man leading in the 2020 race is indeed the big guy. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and read exactly what Bobulinski said. This is his full statement. My name is Tony Bobulinski. The facts set forth below are true and accurate. They are not any form of domestic or foreign disinformation, which is what the Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, had confirmed as well. Any suggestion to the contrary is false and offensive. I am the recipient of the email published 7 days ago by the New York Post, which showed a copy to Hunter Biden and Rob Walker. That email is genuine. This afternoon, I received a request from the Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Government Affairs and the Senate Committee on Finance requesting all documents related to my business affairs with the Biden family as well as various foreign entities and individuals. I have extensive relevant records and communications, and I intend to produce those items to both committees in the immediate future. This is a big deal, guys. This is huge. I am the grandson of a 37-year Army intelligence officer, the son of a 20 plus year career naval officer, and the brother of a 28 year career naval flight officer. I myself served our country for 4 years and left the Navy as Lieutenant Bobulinski. I held high security clearance and was an instructor and the CTO for the Naval Nuclear Power Training Command. I take great pride in the time my family and I served this country. I am also not a political person. What few campaign contributions I have made in my life were to Democrats. Again, so this is a military man that served in the Navy, and he also contributed to the Democrats historically. So they can't say this is some Republican plant or that they're biased or this is not a trustworthy source of information, because again, this is a military man. If the media and big tech companies had done their jobs over the past several weeks, I would be irrelevant to this story, which is 100% true. They should have been doing their jobs. They should have been investigating this. They should have looked into this story more seriously, because it is their obligation to, as the media, and they failed at their jobs for not at least looking into it and taking it seriously. They will report on the people that are reporting on it, like Rudy Giuliani, and making up stupid stuff about Borat and all this other irrelevant things, but they won't report on actually what he's reporting on, the real story. That's how corrupt the media is. I mean, you think about that. They'll report on Rudy Giuliani allegedly playing with his thing in front of some female reporter in Borat, but they won't talk about the alleged CP that was found on the hard drive. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Giving the long-standing service and devotion to this great country, I could no longer allow my family's name to be associated or tied to Russian disinformation or implied lies and false narratives dominating the media right now. Good for him. Good for him, because the media keeps trying to say this is Russian disinformation, even though intelligence has said it's not. And they use that as their cop-out and their trump card, no pun intended, to try to dismiss it and to excuse them not covering the story, because they won't bite in the wind. After leaving the military, I became an institutional investor, investing extensively around the world and on every continent. I traveled to over 50 countries. I believe hands down we live in the greatest country in the world. Good for him. He's a patriot. This is a patriot. What I am outlining is fact. I know it is a fact because I lived it. I am the CEO of Cinehawk Holdings, which was a partnership between the Chinese operating through CEFC Chairman Yi and the Biden family. I was bought into the company to be the CEO by James Gillard and Hunter Biden. The reference to the big guy in the much publicized May 13, 2017 email is in fact a reference to Joe Biden. The other JB reference in that email is Jim Biden, Joe's brother. The whole Biden family is a family of crime. Okay, and money laundering, which apparently Hunter Biden's laptop has been tied to an FBI investigation involving money laundering as well. Hunter Biden called his dad the big guy or the chairman and frequently referenced asking him for his sign off or advice on various potential deals that we were discussing. I've seen Vice President Biden saying he never talked to Hunter about his business. I've seen firsthand that is not true, because it wasn't just Hunter's business. They said they were putting the Biden family name and its legacy on the line. Again, Biden family, a family of crime. I realized the Chinese were not really focused on a healthy ROI. That means return on investment. They were looking at this as a political or influence investment. Again, like I said, Joe Biden is a whore for the Chinese government. I'm telling you, he's a prostitute. That's what he is. And the gentleman here, Bobulinski, has verified that as fact. And I've been saying that throughout this whole email thing. Once I realized that Hunter wanted to use the money as his personal piggy bank by just taking money out of it as soon as it came from the Chinese, I took steps to prevent that from happening. The Johnson report connected some dots in a way that shocked me. It made me realize the Bidens had gone behind my back and gotten paid millions of dollars by the Chinese, even though they told me they hadn't and wouldn't do that to their partners. I would ask the Biden family to address the American people and outline the facts so I can go back to being irrelevant. And so I am not put in a position to have to answer those questions for them. So this guy doesn't even want to be in the spotlight. This patriot loves his country so much that he felt like he needed to come out and be in the public spotlight to expose the corruption of Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and now Jim Biden. He put his name on the line. He's putting his whole reputation on the line where he's going to be crucified from the media. He's going to be called a Russian asset. He might even be called a Chinese asset. Who knows at this point? But kudos to this guy. I do not have a political axe to grind. I just saw behind the Biden curtain and grew concerned with what I saw. The Biden family aggressively leveraged the Biden family name to make millions of dollars from foreign entities, even though some were from communist-controlled China. God bless America. Wow. Guys, this is big. This is big. The media can no longer ignore this, guys. They can't ignore it anymore. And I really hope Tony Bobulinski comes out and does a video interview, because if he does a video interview, that would be undeniable, right? That would be something the media would have to cover, and it's something they will have to talk about. It's something that we can spread far and wide, guys. It's something that we can get this information out here in front of everybody. And a lot of people on the left are sitting here saying, well, I'm glad I'm not voting for Hunter Biden, I'm voting for Joe. Well, guys, do you realize that these corrupt business deals matter? Because it shows that Biden is under direct influence from China, guys. At this point, guys, it is much more credible to say that Joe Biden is a Chinese candidate for president than it was for people to say that President Trump was a Russian candidate for president, which is what the media ran with for the last 3 to 4 years. We have smoking gun evidence that Biden is in bed with the Chinese. His whole family is. His whole family is. I mean, he's just in bed with the Chinese as the NBA is in bed with the Chinese. Now, Fox News had reported that an email has been found that's not related to the laptop or hard drive belonging to Hunter Biden, but it lists prominent Democrats as listed as key contacts for the Biden family business venture projects. Okay. It says exclusive, a list of key domestic contacts for a joint venture involving Jim and Hunter Biden and now bankrupt CEFC China Energy Company included former Vice President Joe Biden's current running mate, Senator Kamala Harris, among other Democrats, Fox News has learned. An email exclusively obtained by Fox News with the subject line Phase 1 Domestic Contacts / Projects and dated May 15, 2017. Biden's brother, Jim Biden, shared a list of key contacts for Phase 1 target projects. The email is unrelated to the laptop or hard drive reportedly belonging to Hunter Biden, the former vice president's son. The list includes Harris, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, Senator Amy Klobuchar, Senator Dianne Feinstein, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, New York Mayor Bill de Blasio, and former Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, among others. Guys, basically everybody that ran for president in the Democrat Party may be involved in these business deals from China. China has bought and sold the whole Democrat Party, guys. I mean, this stuff is getting so deep. So the link to the email will be in the description and in the article that I'm attaching to this video. But yeah, and this is why the Democrats get so upset about President Trump's treatment of China and how hard President Trump is being on China, because they're all in bed with China. I'm gonna tell you guys something. Somebody needs to open an investigation to find out if the Democrat Party has any ties to America at this point. That's how serious this has gotten. I mean, these guys are bought and I'm at the point where I just believe the whole Democrat Party is bought and paid for by the Chinese guys. Look at how they support the destruction of our country. Look at how they're supporting Antifa, Black Lives Matter, communist, socialist policies. Look at how they're supporting all this stuff that China supports, right? That to me falls in line with Chinese communist ideology, and they're ideologically aligned. Again, I'm not surprised at all to see that China's funneling money into the vice president's pockets. Not surprised at all. Joe Biden is a national security threat, and something must be done. This man cannot be president of the United States with these corrupt ties that he has to China, with what's going on with his son, with the things that we're finding out about what was on his hard drive and what they've been involved in. America cannot stand for this type of corruption. We just can't do it. So this is huge. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.